The Chicago Cubs are reportedly all in on a pitcher coming over from the international scene. That's right, another pitcher from the NPB. The Chicago Cubs have an opportunity to right a wrong this time and get their guy. Can they do it? We'll talk about it and then some right after this. All right. Appreciate each and every last one of you guys. Welcome into another episode of Chicago Cubs Central. This is your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. I'm your host, Mike Jones. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We are in our winter series. I know it's still fall, but we're in our winter series is what I'm calling it. And right now, guys, we're breaking down potential players, pieces that can be added to the Chicago Cubs team. And one piece that we cannot deny, he's been all over the news ever since it was announced that he has the potential to be posted due to his age. It looks like the Chicago Cubs are one of the teams listed to be all in on Tatsuya Imai. That's right, Tatsuya Imai. I was going to take a while to get his name right, but Tatsuya Imai is his name, and he is a pitcher right now, 27 years old. He pitched for the NPB team, the Lions, last year. His stat line looked something like this: he had 14 games started, a 6-2 record, and he had 102 innings pitched, 58 Ks and one snippet. Again, like I said, his ERA in his latest season was a 1.60 and 134.2 innings pitched. Again, this kid was born on May 9th of 1998. He is 27 years old. So Tatsuya Imai is somebody that the Chicago Cubs should absolutely look at. Tatsuya is one of those players, those international players. You cannot allow the Mets, the Dodgers, or the Giants to go get. The Chicago Cubs must go get this international piece, especially since it makes sense with what his pitch mix is and what he brings to the table. So again, he has a fastball that averages around 95 through 97. It tops out around 98 or 99. That right there alone is a key reason why the Chicago Cubs need to seriously consider going after Imai. And the reason I say that is because the Chicago Cubs in their roster do not have a starting pitcher that's topping out around 98, 99, and maybe even being able to hit triple digits. Again, he has such a high strikeout upside. And again, he has such dominance in Japan that the scouts label him a swing and miss machine. I don't know about you guys, but looking at our Chicago Cubs team, we don't have any swing and miss machines. We have guys that get ground balls. We have a lot of guys that play the contact, but a swing and miss machine, that's not something that we currently have in our arsenal. Giving something like that to Craig Counsell could pay huge dividends for the Chicago Cubs. And I'm not saying that you have to necessarily put Tatsuya in a situation where he's the main guy or the only guy, but you also want to look at him and you say, you know, if he's doing this over in Japan, what could he potentially do in the MLB? Now, obviously, pitchers kind of catch up a little bit. I mean, hitters kind of catch up a little bit quicker in the MLB. Hitters also are able to adjust a little bit better. There's a lot more footage on you in the MLB than in when you're playing over in Japan. But this man is straight up, without a doubt, a beast. It makes total sense for what the Chicago Cubs need for their roster to go out and get somebody like him. So his fastball averages between 95, 97 miles per hour, tops out around 98, 99 when he's really feeling it. His pitch repertoire: four-seam fastball, slider, splitter, curveball, changeup. So 5-pitch guy right here. He has some stuff with it too. So like I said, is not only is he able to hit 98, 99, but then he's also able to turn around and get you with some tricky stuff, some pitches that have movement on them. That's where you're looking at the curveball, splitter, slider, and the changeup. these pitches all have different movements on them, so it's hard coming seeing it out of the glove, knowing whether or not to swing at it. And again, Tatsuya is just one of those guys over in the MPB that is just tearing it up right now, and the MLB is licking their chops to get him over here. But he is 27. You're going to have to pay him. You're going to have to pay him because, like I said, he is a little bit of a I guess I wouldn't say he's a little bit of an older guy, but we'll cover that in a second. But we ask you, what can he bring to the Chicago Cubs? Well, he's a prime international starter target with front end of the rotation potential. Again, guys, he brings strikeouts, he brings quality stuff, and he's a right-handed arm. And what have I been saying? If you guys have watched every episode, for those of you that haven't, go back and watch them. Every episode, I've been telling you guys, the Chicago Cubs need to invest in a right-hand arm that can what? Get swing and miss and has good velocity on his pitches. Tatsuya has both of those. At 27 years old, again, this kid brings you 98, 99 on a good day, 95 through 97 on an average basis. Chicago Cubs don't have anybody hitting that. Justin Steele is a lefty, and he's probably touching 94, 95. Jameson Taillon is closer to around 92, 93. Again, like I said, so the Chicago Cubs don't have anybody that's currently on their roster that's touching that 98, 99 on a consistent basis and giving you averages of 95 through 97. That will incur a lot of swing and miss in the MLB. Just putting it to you like that. Again, what we like about him, a reason why the Chicago Cubs ought to look at him is that he fits the Cubs' need for starters, especially ones that can make an instant impact for a contender. Now, again, you're going to have the Mets that are going to be offering him money. You're going to have the Giants that reportedly are going to try to be in on a deal for him. You're going to have guys like that, teams like that are going to want to sign this guy. So not only in signing him do you keep him off of those other contender teams, but you also then get to reap the benefits of having a front end guy that you could place behind Matthew Boyd that you is going to be able to come and give you some serious velocity and a great pitch mix behind him. So I like it for those reasons alone. I think that Tatsuya is one of those players that can come in and make an instant impact. And again, we'll talk about what type of deal the Chicago Cubs should offer him a little bit later in the episode. But he's 27, and that alone allows you the ability to give him several years of team control. You get several years of team control off of him. And again, like I said, I look at him and I say to myself, he is exactly what the Chicago Cubs have been wanting and what they have been needing. And I'm all in. If this is the move that Craig and Jed and Carter want to make, I'm all in on this. I'm all in on this move on going out and getting a pitcher like him. Now, I understand we're going to have to talk about how he fits and what the Chicago Cubs still have to get other money wise. We'll talk about all that plus the other factors with Tatsuya Imai after this break.
I have been talking ad nauseum, and I still will continue to talk about the product, the brand that has changed my life and can change yours too. What's that product? It's Dubby. It's an all-natural energy supplement that you can take on the daily to help you get through those urges, those moments when you want to nap, then when you hit the cliff, or if you had a long night the night before and need to get through another crazy day of the hustle and bustle, the 9 to 5, whatever you got going on. Dubby is your energy drink. That's right. Not to mention, when you buy a container of Dubby, it actually equals out to almost $1 per drink. You can mix it in with whatever you want, whether that be a juice, whether that be a water, whether that be some type of other energy flavored drink, whatever you want, you can mix Dubby with it and it will do the trick for you. Guys, I don't understand what you're waiting on. Dubby takes care of everything for you. All you have to do is go on to the Dubby website and place your order. And at this time, when you do that, all you have to do is put in Cubs Central Pod 2024. That's right, Cubs Central Pod 2024, and you get 10% off on your Dubby order. That's right. Hey, listen, guys, I'm telling you right now, Jitterless Energy. They have all different types of different flavors for you. Dubby has what you need. Be better with Dubby.
So we want to talk more about Tatsuya Imai, who is somebody that is on the Cubs' radar, apparently. So again, we have to look at the international posting rules. So the posting fee plus the contract that will drive up the cost. So what's a hypothetical contract look like for a 27-year-old starter of his profile? So it can range anywhere between 4 to 6 years and anywhere between 80 to $170 million for a pitcher of his caliber. It just depends on the MLB team bidding and what the Cubs are ability or willingness to spend on a 27-year-old phenomenal pitcher such as Imai. Now, again, remember what his ERA was in when he was playing for the MPB. It was 1.60 in 2025. That's good enough alone to put him right there in the Cy Young conversation. I mean, like I said, just the amount of swing and miss, the amount of ability that he has to get hitters out, especially, like I said, keep them off the bases, especially with the way that Wrigley's playing these days, where the wind's constantly blowing in, so you don't necessarily have to worry about the home run ball until mid-July almost. I mean, I like his odds. So again, like I said, he is somebody that you obviously should look at. 27, he's in his prime years. Fewer years, and I'm sorry, fewer concerns about declining for him. So you look at this and you say to yourself, well, what's the risk? What's the gain in this? So again, his age is absolutely a positive. The fact that he's in his prime years is still a positive, and you're going to get multiple prime years out of him. So you think 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 6 years alone of prime, Tatsuya out of him, and he's somebody that could go from being your number 2 to being your perennial starter opening day, as long as he's able to stay healthy for the Chicago Cubs. So again, I don't see any risk there. The risk I do see is there is a potential with it, like it is with all MPB players. Anybody that's coming over from Japan, is when you come to the MLB, that transition is difficult. That transition is difficult. We didn't really see that with Shota Imanaga. Shota Imanaga came over. He was a seasoned vet. Remember, Shota was in his 30s when he came over here. So, like I said, I mean, you have to think about that and take that into consideration. Meanwhile, Tatsuya is going to be in his is going to be 27, 28 years old, playing for the Chicago Cubs in his first year, and I mean, and we even saw it with the Dodgers with Roki Sasaki. I mean, his second start, dude was out there crying on the mound, thinking that he messed up his opportunity. And here this kid is pitching in the World Series now and going the distance. I mean, this to me is a no-brainer. You cannot allow the Dodgers to go make a deal for him and get him to replace Clayton Kershaw. You cannot allow this. You have to do what it takes to get this kid over here. And the fact that they have Roki Sasaki and the fact that they have Yamamoto really, really, really is going to drive up the price for him. And the Chicago Cubs have to be willing to pay that price. They just do. Point blank, period. So again, him being 27 years old, 28 years old. So you look at, like I said, anywhere between 5 years to 7 years on a deal for him. You want to add some club options in there and some incentives to guard your risk. But the Chicago Cubs should absolutely consider their payroll, their timeline, and the other needs when they're making this decision. But to me, when you ask where do the Chicago Cubs go from here, it's obviously going after this guy. I still wouldn't mind going after a Dylan Cease also, and seeing if you can add a Dylan Cease to this lineup also. But for my money, I'm looking at Tatsuya, and I'm saying that he can absolutely come and immediately give an impact for the Chicago Cubs. But listen, it's not just up to me. This is our show. So I want to know from you guys, what are your thoughts? Have you watched any tape on Tatsuya Imai? If you haven't, go YouTube him and look him up. The kid's stuff is nasty. You guys will definitely appreciate the fact that he is a really good pitcher. He's a strikeout getter, and he's somebody that's going to have people guessing left and right. So I ask you guys, should the Cubs go after Imai now, or should they wait and build internally? And then what amount of money and years is too much for a foreign starter making his MLB debut? Now, like I told you guys, he offers a high upside, but the cost and the transition also are risks that matter. But again, like I said, he is somebody that is coming in with a fastball of between 95 and 97, peaking at 99. His repertoire is really stable. I think it would translate well over to the MLB. Four-seam fastball, slider, splitter, curve, and changeup. And again, he's among the top starters in Japan in the ERA with around 1.60, 1.70, and 130 innings pitched. You guys let me know your thoughts. Is Tatsuya Imai somebody that the Chicago Cubs should go after? Voice your opinion down low. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. And then on top of that, you can also write me at CubsBaseball1992. You can also write at gmail.com, or you can call me and leave me a voicemail at 217-816-5498. I appreciate you guys so much. Until next time.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.